Welcome to Nature Speaks, everyone. My name is Tracy, and this is today's message channeled from the spirits and energies of the natural world. Today, I have a message coming to us from the Great Spirit of DNA. Great Spirit of DNA steps forward, acknowledging that they are both powerful and benevolent, and that they are aware that they are now no longer the only chef in the kitchen of genetic construction and arranging. As such, they are not unwilling to partner with us and to collaborate with us, and so they're stepping forward to offer what I would call best practices when it comes to the manipulation or redistribution or editing out of or adding into the genetic code. The first piece of guidance they would offer, highly guided, they say, is to set the intention prior to the engagement in any activity that has or would be involved with the tailoring of DNA to serve the highest good. And the second best practice is to do no harm. I acknowledge it's only a few of us individually who are actually, holding the tools of these editing processes in our hands, and yet the field of our individual and our collective will has a great power as we claim how we seek to be in attuned relation. I have to remember their phrasing, attuned relation. So what is attuned relation? And they acknowledge that we may not know what that is. They offer to us that to be in attuned relation is to be in a place where we are choosing to align our will and our intent, and to set that intention as to how we seek to be in relationship with another energy. In this case, the energy of DNA. Do not doubt that even though you are not in the room doing the editing, that your intention as a part of our collective field to serve the highest good, as you are willing, and to do no harm through this new human activity is not worthwhile. It is very worthwhile, and you contribute to the overall field of our attunement, of the relation of our attunement with our intent. They further would invite us to be aware that these activities may bring forth great good and benefit, or great abuse and harm. And that's one of the reasons they want us to set those intentions, and also to proceed with deep respect and to comprehend that we may not have the larger perspective of why certain traits or patterns within our DNA or any life form's DNA are designed as they are. And while at our point now in our history, we may perceive them as not serving or as that which we seek to remove or delete, and that this may be short-sighted and something that you may regret in the future if it is, they go, your understanding of how you are in relationship with the current point of your embodiment may influence you to shift things around that appear to be serving what you see as beneficial to you now. There's no denying that there are some conditions that are not beneficial right now, and they acknowledge, they go, sometimes, a note comes out a little off key, and they go, and so we understand that, and we also feel that many of you who are engaged in this activity are coming to it from a great place of the intent to ameliorate or to reduce distress in the physical body, or to shift things that are considered, imperfections or, diseases or whatever. And they acknowledge that. And they also acknowledge that there are some individuals out there, or a few of them, who may choose this form of manipulation as that which has and is to select certain traits of the human form or others that appear to be, or as they put it, this is what's in fashion now, or what you perceive of as more beneficial or more advantageous, be it greater height or a certain reconfiguration of our features, or that which would be a larger brain, and so forth. And this isn't to say that some of those may not be useful, but rather that when we remove parts of the genetic code, we may not be aware of what we're actually releasing or cutting out. That may be exactly what we need. For those who come along further in the current of our own evolution, would have been well served to have. And that's one of the gifts of high discernment that they are inviting us to claim right now. Their guidance is not to allow our curiosity to go before our perception. And the image they gave is of a child who's putting their hand up on a counter and feeling around for stuff, and they can't see what they're feeling around in, and so they may actually run their hand across a blade. So, deep respect, the blessing of a little patience and prudence are two of the blessings that are served. So I have offered they are willing to work with us. They're benevolent, and they are offering their best practices to us, service to the well-being of all. They have one other area that they would like to discuss, which is the speed with which the changes in the environment are occurring are preventing the energy of DNA to have adequate time, what they call the current of time, to be able to implement what we might perceive of as fortunate mutations to help assist in the ability to adapt sufficiently to these shifts in a manner that if it isn't able to keep everyone, all the members of a particular species here, it's able to at least pull up a few. The image that they use to describe this is that they observe certain species as hanging by their fingers on the edge of the cliff of extinction and saying help. And they go, and this is painful for them. We are usually able, through what you may perceive of as a fortunate mutation, that's actually something that is, as we perceive it, the reaching of our hand down to take theirs, to help pull them back up off of the edge of the cliff. They go, when what is required for us is a certain amount of the flow of time to allow these adaptations to embed, they go, our hand is not long enough to actually reach those life forms, those species that are looking for our help. So they offer this as guidance to us about how they're actually struggling now to help all these other life forms here, including our own. So these are the blessings that are coming to us today, and the invitation of collaboration, most willing, and the blessing that is being offered to us by the Great Spirit of DNA in this new era of collaboration and of calling to ourselves that which is an attuned relation with that which is our intent and our will to do no harm and to serve the highest good as we partner in this era of creative genetic adaptation. This is the short video summary that I have an offer from Great Spirit of DNA today. And to all who haven't received it, I am most grateful for your light. If you are drawn to consume more than this short video summary, access to the full channeling of today's update is available on the Gaia Translate podcast, streaming now on your favorite podcast platform, or listen for free at www.gaiatranslate.com.